Today, let's go on a journey to our red neighbor Mars. Mars, that shining red star in the night sky, has always drawn people in. This planet is dry, cold, and red because its soil has iron that turns red when it rusts. Mars has tall mountains, deep valleys, and strong dust storms. These are all signs of its exciting past. Imagine standing on Mars. You'd see red ground and an orange sky, with days almost as long as Earth's, but years twice as long. Mars also has changing seasons, winters, summers, and dust storms. We got all this information from the robots we sent there. Mars's biggest secrets are hidden in its mountains. These aren't just any mountains, but giant volcanoes. These volcanoes hold the story of Mars's inner heat, its hidden secrets, and how it grew. Mars's volcanoes show us a glimpse of its past. So let's start our journey to these fire-breathing mountains of Mars. Was there ever water on Mars? Was there life? We are looking for answers to these questions. Let's move on towards Mars's biggest volcanoes. A volcano is a special type of mountain from which hot, melted rocks, ash, and gases burst out from deep inside the Earth. These eruptions can be both beautiful and dangerous, creating spectacular scenes that have fascinated humans for centuries. This melted rock is called magma. It forms far beneath the Earth's surface, where temperatures and pressures are extremely high. Over time, as pressure builds up, the magma finds weak spots in the Earth's crust and eventually breaks through, erupting onto the surface. Once magma escapes and flows out, it is called lava. As this lava cools down in the open air, it slowly hardens and turns into solid rock, creating new landforms and changing the landscape. With repeated eruptions over thousands or even millions of years, layers of lava and ash pile up on top of each other. This process gradually builds up the classic cone-shaped mountain we recognize as a volcano. There are many types of volcanoes on Earth. Some are quiet and ooze lava slowly, while others are explosive and send ash and rocks high into the sky. Volcanoes are closely connected to the Earth's tectonic plates, which are massive slabs of rock that make up the planet's surface and are always moving, shifting, and colliding. When these plates crash into each other or move apart, cracks form, allowing magma to rise up. This is when a volcano erupts, releasing its fiery contents. Volcanoes can be very dangerous, causing destruction, but they also play a vital role in creating the elements and minerals necessary for Earth's atmosphere, soil, and even life itself. Now that we understand how volcanoes form and shape our planet, let's explore what happens on Mars, our neighboring planet. Why are Mars's volcanoes so different from Earth's volcanoes? What makes them unique? We will learn this next. Volcanoes are an important part of the story of how planets grow, evolve, and develop their surfaces over time. Understanding how Mars's volcanoes are different from Earth's is not just fascinating, but it also helps us learn about the history of both planets. So let's move towards Mars's giant volcanoes and uncover their secrets. On Mars, we find some volcanoes that are the biggest in the entire solar system, towering above anything found on Earth. When scientists first examined detailed pictures of Mars, they were amazed to find enormous volcanoes scattered across its surface. Volcanoes that are not just big, but many times larger than any volcano found on Earth. Their sheer size is almost unimaginable. Mars has a special region called Tharsis, a vast volcanic plateau where three gigantic volcanoes, Arsia Mons, Pavonis Mons, and Ascraeus Mons, stand in a perfect line, stretching across the Martian landscape. But towering above them all is Olympus Mons, the true king of volcanoes and the largest volcano in the entire solar system, rising more than twice the height of Mount Everest. Mars's volcanoes are so massive that even the biggest volcanoes on Earth look tiny in comparison, almost like small hills next to these Martian giants. These volcanoes hold the hidden story of Mars's inner heat, its powerful forces, and how the planet grew and changed over time. Each time lava erupted and flowed out, it cooled and formed a new layer. And over millions of years, these layers stacked up, slowly building mountains that reached incredible heights. The sheer size of Mars's volcanoes tells us that an enormous amount of lava must have poured out from deep inside the planet, shaping the surface in dramatic ways. The secrets of Mars's ancient past are locked inside the rocks and layers of these volcanoes, waiting for scientists to uncover their mysteries. When these volcanoes erupted, they didn't just release lava. They also sent huge clouds of gases into the sky, which became part of Mars's ancient atmosphere and changed its climate. It's possible that during those times, Mars had a thick, warm atmosphere, rich in gases, where liquid water could flow freely across the surface, carving out valleys and channels. The discovery of these giant volcanoes has completely changed our view of Mars. from a cold, lifeless desert to a planet with a dramatic and lively past, full of volcanic activity. Mars's volcanoes are like a time machine. By studying their layers and rocks, scientists can piece together a picture of what ancient Mars was like, millions and even billions of years ago. These giant volcanoes have made Mars a truly unique planet in our solar system, unlike any other world we know. Mars's volcanoes are the key to understanding its mysterious past, its growth, and the powerful forces that shaped its surface. Now let's take a closer look at the biggest mountain in the solar system, Olympus Mons. Mars's superstar, Olympus Mons. This is the tallest volcano in the solar system. Its name comes from Mount Olympus, the home of ancient Greek gods. Olympus Mons is 22 kilometers tall, 2.5 times taller than Mount Everest. Its base is 600 kilometers wide, almost as big as France. Its slope is so gentle that it feels like walking on an endless plain. If you stand on one side of it, you won't see the other side. The peak of Olympus Mons rises even above Mars's thin atmosphere. At its top, there's a giant hole, a caldera, which is 85 kilometers long and 7 kilometers wide. This caldera is proof of how big the magma chamber underneath must have been. The size and vastness of Olympus Mons are proof of Mars's geological power. This mountain is one of the biggest secrets of Mars's past. Olympus Mons is truly a giant mountain, a wonder of the solar system. Next, let's see what the difference is between Mars's volcanoes and Earth's volcanoes. When it comes to size, Mars's volcanoes win. Earth's biggest volcano, Mauna Loa, is 10 kilometers tall, while Olympus Mons is 22 kilometers. Mars's volcanoes are not only taller, but also many times wider than Earth's. Olympus Mons' base is 600 kilometers wide, while Earth's volcanoes are limited to about 100 kilometers. Mars's gravity is less than Earth's, only 1/3, which allows mountains to grow taller. Because of low gravity on Mars, the sky is the limit. Mars's volcanoes are shield volcanoes, wide, with gentle slopes like a warrior's shield. Their lava is thin and flows far, which is why the mountains become huge. Earth also has shield volcanoes, but on Mars, they are at their extreme. Mars's volcanoes are completely different from Earth's in their size and shape. This difference makes Mars a unique planet. The vastness of Mars's volcanoes is a unique aspect of its geological story. Now let's understand why Mars's volcanoes became so big. Why did Mars's volcanoes become so huge? This is one of the most fascinating mysteries of our solar system, and the answer tells us a lot about how planets work. There are two big reasons: low gravity and the lack of tectonic plates. These two factors changed the way volcanoes grew on Mars compared to Earth. Earth's surface is divided into many plates that keep moving, so lava comes out in different places. This means volcanoes on Earth are spread out and don't get a chance to grow very tall in one spot. Mars does not have tectonic plates. Its surface is one strong, unbroken piece. This makes a huge difference in how volcanoes form and grow. So when a hotspot formed inside Mars, lava kept coming out from the same spot for millions of years. The crust never moved away from the hotspot, so all the lava piled up in one place. Just like if you keep dropping sand in one place, a big pile forms there. That's how giant volcanoes formed on Mars. Over time, these piles became mountains taller than anything on Earth. Volcanic activity on Mars lasted for a very long time, billions of years. This long period allowed volcanoes to grow even bigger and more impressive. Low gravity allowed the mountains to rise high, and the stable surface allowed them to grow in one place. On Mars, volcanoes could reach heights that are impossible on Earth. These two things together created giant volcanoes on Mars. The result is some of the largest volcanoes in the entire solar system. Mars's volcanoes, the biggest in the solar system, are due to this reason. Olympus Mons, for example, is nearly 3 times taller than Mount Everest. This is a unique aspect of Mars's geological story. No other planet in our solar system has volcanoes quite like these. On Mars, lava collected in one place, layer by layer, and formed mountains like Olympus Mons. Each eruption added a new layer, making the volcanoes even taller. Mars's volcanoes are the key to its growth and past. They tell us about the planet's history and the forces that shaped it. Studying them helps us understand how planets grow, change, and evolve over time. Scientists are still learning new things from these ancient giants. Because Mars doesn't have tectonic plates, its volcanoes became huge. This is a major difference between Mars and Earth. Now let's find out. Are volcanoes still active on Mars today? The answer could reveal even more secrets about the red planet. Is Mars still alive, or has it become a quiet planet? So far, No volcano has been seen erupting on Mars. Perhaps the big volcanoes are now extinct. But there is some evidence that Mars has not completely quieted down. Some new lava flows and fewer craters are seen, which shows that there was activity until a few 100,000 years ago. NASA's InSight lander has recorded Marsquakes in an area where new lava has been found. Perhaps Mars's volcanoes are currently dormant, quiet, but they could wake up at any time. There might still be some heat left inside Mars. Whether Mars's volcanoes are dead or in a deep sleep, that is still a mystery. One of Mars's biggest secrets is this: can volcanoes wake up there again? Mars's giant volcanoes are a treasure for scientists. Every volcano tells a story about Mars's inside, its temperature, structure, and growth. By studying lava, scientists can understand Mars's internal structure and chemical makeup. Volcanoes also help us understand the history of Mars's atmosphere and climate. When they erupted, gases came out, which could have made ancient Mars warm and wet. They are also special for astrobiology. Heat and water, necessary for life, are found here. Perhaps on ancient Mars, conditions around volcanoes were good for life. Studying Mars's volcanoes also helps us understand Earth. Mars is a laboratory where we can see the growth of planets in a different way. Mars's volcanoes teach us that planets change. At one time, Mars was also warm, wet, and active. Today it is cold and quiet, but its volcanoes hide ancient stories. In the future, when humans go to Mars, these volcanoes will be a center of study for them. Samples of their rocks can give clues about Mars's age, inner structure, and evidence of life. Water might be present as ice in volcanic areas, which is important for future Mars missions. They might also contain valuable minerals that will be useful for human settlements on Mars. Mars's volcanoes remind us how vast and amazing nature can be. Every discovery inspires us to ask new questions and push the boundaries of knowledge. The secret of Mars's volcanoes is not fully revealed yet, and that's what makes the search exciting. The journey continues.